again for another pick topic. Leave me a topic on the moderator board on the channel and I'll make the video. Thank you for your topic suggestion. DMA 112790, and it is favourite 90s TV shows. I did a top 20. I did 8 from the US and 12 from the UK because we didn't really get a lot of the US TV shows until the start of the very late 90s. So I didn't get to see a lot of that until later on. This is a top 20 in no order whatsoever, because if I actually tried to put them in order, I would go batshit crazy trying to figure it out, because honestly, there's no way I could rank these. X-Files is the first one, which I absolutely adored the first 3 seasons of, until I saw an interview with David Duchovny, and he was just a complete and utter tool, and it completely put me off. Dawson's Creek, which I loved. I still adore Pacey. Bless cotton socks. He is lovely. Beverly Hills 90210, the original version. How much? And it always used to make me laugh about how much what the age difference was between the actors, because like the one guy's like how many years did you get held back exactly? Because you're like at least 5 years older than everybody else, which was really funny. But I loved the original Beverly Hills. Star Trek: The Next Generation. You all know that I'm a sci-fi fan. But this was the first Star Trek that I sort of fell in love with on my own, because my dad watched the original Star Trek. And we sort of kind of watched it with him. But The Next Generation was the first one that I sort of got into on my own. I always really loved Data. I always loved the concept of a robot trying to be more human. And there's lots of other bits in it that I really enjoy. Friends, for all 10 seasons, I absolutely loved. I remember squealing when Ross kissed Rachel the first time. I think I rewound it and replayed it like 8 times because I just thought it was utterly amazing. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I own every single box set to. If I had all of them out at the moment, which I don't because I'm still in the process of unpacking, but if I had all of my box sets out, I would show you that I have literally the entire of Buffy and the entire of Angel and pretty much everything Joss Whedon's ever done. I love that it never took itself too seriously. I love the concept of that screaming blonde girl that was always running away, turning around and kicking the bad guy's ass. It's just a fabulous concept. I really loved a lot of the characters in it, and the fact that they were kind of like, they were supposed to be the geeks of the school, and I'm just like, yeah, right. None of the geeks of anyone's school are ever that pretty, because they're just not. I always thought Xander was lovely. Willow is amazing. She's just amazing. But my big love was Faith. I have a serious crush on Eliza Dushku. I think she's quite possibly the most beautiful woman on the planet. The Simpsons. You've gotta love The Simpsons. Everybody knows it. Everybody's watched it. I really wish that they'd actually made an Itchy and Scratchy Show cartoon, just because it always looked like so much fun to watch. I've squeezed Charmed in because it started in 1998. I absolutely loved Charmed. And I I don't think Cole actually turns up until just outside of the 90s barrier, but oh, massive crush on him. Whoa. Yes. Very attractive young man. And obviously WWE, WWF. So that's my 8 USA. 12 UK ones are the Crystal Maze. This was like a challenge show for kids, and they had to pick a type of skill challenge, and they would go to that area and they would earn crystals, and the more crystals they earned, the more time they got in this big globe, clear globe thing at the end, where they had to collect gold, like pieces of paper that were all being blown in the air. It was a really, really good kids TV show. The original host for it was brilliant. It was less good when they replaced the original host. Drop the Dead Donkey was a TV show which was set in a news office. It was one of the first more adult sort of TV shows that I started to really get into, because some of these are going to be more childlike and some of them are going to be more grown up, because obviously in the 90s I went from being 10 to being 20 in 2000, so there is like a range there. But yeah, Drop the Dead Donkey was based in a news reporting room. It was a very, very good comedy. Father Ted, which I'm pretty sure most Americans know. I always thought that was really funny. Because you had the slightly dim father, slightly dim like younger priest, and the alcoholic swearing older priest, and Father Ted trying to cover up for both of them and like manage everything, which was always good fun. Have I Got News for You, which was a panel show with 2 main comedians and 2 guests, and Paul Merton, who was on the one side, was so good and so quick that they literally did Paul Merton in a tub of lard as a team, and he still beat Ian Hislop. It was so funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed Have I Got News for You. Knightmare, fabulous kids show. It was set in an old-fashioned style, and when the kids arrived, one of them had to put a cover over their eyes, which was like sent them into like a virtual world, and the kids could see on the screen what was happening, and they had to guide them through the maze because the kids couldn't the actual child doing it couldn't actually see what was happening. And there were quizzes and intelligence tests and tests of timing and skill and that sort of thing, and it was totally reliant on like their mates trying to get their one mate through. Absolutely brilliant show. The Krypton Factor was Krypton Factor is kind of hard to describe. It's kind of like, well, they had an agility course which I always wanted to go and do when I was younger, because I thought it looked like the most amazing agility course ever. It had several different things, but the one thing was agility. So pattern recognition, questions. There was loads of bits to it anyway, and whoever won went on to the finals. It was really, really good. It was a really good show. Men Behaving Badly, yay! Still love that show. Honestly, it was one of my absolute faves. Oh, it still makes me grin now. it was just literally just two lads, based around two lads and their lives, and it was so entertaining to watch. It was really, really funny because they would sort of like drink beer and lounge in front of the television, and like their girlfriends would be bitching at them and stuff, and it was quite real, and it was really funny. Never Mind the Buzzcocks was another panel show. It was always really, really, really entertaining. They tended to have a lot of sort of like musicians and actors and stuff on it, and it was quite interesting. They bring up like news items and stuff, and topics, and they had to sort of come up with things to say about whatever they put up on the screen, which was really, really cool. Queer as Folk, which is a TV show set in Manchester in the UK, about two gay best friends and their adventures in gay life in Manchester, and I thought it was amazing. It was the first homosexual show I'd ever seen, and it was like, I was fascinated, I was glued. And hey, lots of fit men dance man taking their kit off. Not really going to complain about that. Red Dwarf. If you've never seen Red Dwarf, if you're from the US and you've never seen Red Dwarf, go look it up, watch it. It is still one of my favourite comedies of all time, and you will be quoting it for months. It's it's just really, really, really good. Telly Addicts was another panel show, but the whole thing was they brought in families and then they asked them questions about TV shows, and whoever got the most answers for it won. But we used to sit round as a family and play it, and it was scary the amount that we'd get right, because our family were real telly addicts anyway. Top Gear, I think most of the US people know Top Gear now, so I think it's actually been shown over there. But it's a program about cars. I still would love to have a go in that Bugatti. It's gorgeous. Veyron. Soft spot for that car. I really love the humour, and they do a section called Star in a Reasonably Priced Car, where they bring in actors and musicians, and they put them on the racetrack and see who can go around the fastest. They did some really good ones. They did some amazing people. Generally it's a really good show. I think we're on season 10, season 11 now. Might be season 11. But yeah, it's a really, really good show. And The Worst Witch, I read the books as a kid. I loved the TV show. I absolutely adored it. Okay, so that would be Heather's top 20 Neurotics. Top 20 TV shows of the 1990s.